Before we go into the next exercises that I promised, I want to point out few similarities that will help you when you come across equation that looks like the one on the screen right now. V is equals to UAT. You notice that when we want to make U the subject of the formula, we look for the two variables that are standing beside to divide both sides. And that is what we did. And look at it in question number 2. We look for the two variables that we will not be turning to the equation to stand on their own. And exactly the same thing for number 3 for UA. We use that to divide both sides and we arrive at the answer. And I'm sure that is exactly what we did when we have R is equals to PAB. Do you notice any similarity? When we are calculating for B, we talk about only PA to divide both sides. And in this instance, when we are looking for P, we take AB to divide both sides and we rearrange and we arrive at the formula. Also, very briefly, because you're going to see opposite very soon. When we have m plus 5n, we subtracted the variable on both sides. It helps us to isolate the variables that we are making our equation. And that is what we did up to this point. Let's solve this together and we'll be able to see what we come up with. I'll start with a minus 4b is equals to u. So let's take minus 4b equals to u. So let's take a, number 1, a minus 4b equals to u. So our goal is to solve for a and b respectively. So we have a. For us to be able to make a stand on its own, we are going to add 4b to both sides. So this will become minus 4b plus 4b, which will be automatically become 0. So we have a minus 4b plus 4b is equals to u minus u plus 4b. So this we have a is equals to u plus 4b. And this becomes the equation. Now, we are going to work on b, how to make b the subject now. So we have a minus 4b equals to u. And look at it, we have minus 4b. Our objective is to make b stand on its own. So what do? We have plus a here. We are going to subtract a from both sides. So let's subtract a from both sides. Subtract a from both sides. So that gives us what? So we are going to have a minus 4b is equals to u minus a. Now, if we have minus a plus a minus a, that will give us 0. Eliminating that, we have minus 4b is equals to u minus a. Now we have a dilemma on our hand, minus 4. What do? We have coefficient equals to minus 4 and our variable is equals to b. And we want the variable to stand alone. What do we say? We're going to write the action plan to be divide both sides by minus 4. Very good. By minus 4. So we're going to have minus 4b over minus 4 is equals to u minus a over minus 4. Remember, our numerator is positive and our denominator is negative. Call to mind sign integer. When we have positive dividing negative, that will give us negative. I'm glad you still remember that. So this when cancel out, positive, positive, and 4 will cancel out. Therefore, we are left with b. And that will give us minus into u minus a over 4. Or it could be minus 1 over 4 and u minus a. And that becomes the formula for that. Now let's go to the third one, which is 3m plus n. 3m plus n equals to v. And we are going to follow similar pattern. In this instance, our goal is to solve for m. So solve for m. We have a coefficient and a variable standing together, and want to isolate it to be on the left-hand side. What do we do to n? We are going to subtract n from both sides. So subtract n from both sides. So we have 3m plus n minus n is equals to v minus n. Plus n minus n will give us what? 0. So you can see when we were learning about sign integers, I emphasize that concept will go with you throughout your study of mathematics. Now we are talking about the early algebra. We are talking about minus plus for variable, and we are seeing the division taking place. So we have 3m is equals to v minus n. Our goal is to recognize the coefficient and then the variable, and we want to make the variable stand on its own. So what do we say here? Help me out. Divide both sides by 3. Good job. So this will become 3m over 3 and v minus n over 3. And this 3 will divide this 3. We are left with m, and we have v minus n over 3. And this will be the formula for this case. And we have one more to go, which is 4k minus t equals to u. We follow the same approach. Our goal is to solve for k. How do we go about it? We have minus t. So we're going to add t to both sides. So you can see how we flip it. In the case of positive, we subtract. In the case of negative, we add to both sides. So we're going to have 4k minus t plus t and u plus t. Remember, minus t plus t equals to 0. So we have 4k equals to u plus t. And what do we do now for our coefficient? Is 4, and our variable is k. What do? We're going to institute our statement again. Divide both sides by 4. And that will be 4k over 4 and u plus t over 4. What will happen to 4? It will cancel out, and we are left with t, u plus t. And that will be the formula that we have just created. So this is the second example or second set where we have the multiplication, addition, and subtraction. You can now see how we can handle all these type of a situation when it's come to rewriting formula. In the next video, I'm going to show you another type of problem that you can come across when you are solving, rewriting formulas and equations. I'll see you in the next video. Or you can click on top of here to your right. I think yes, to your right. And you can see it and start watching the next video.
If you find values in these math videos, please subscribe to be notified when the latest videos are uploaded every week. Also, check out the links below this video for more comprehensive math video tutorials to help you with your math studies, or in case you are preparing for your math tests, or any of the math exam listed below. Our goal at Practical Math Academy is to make sure you understand all the math topics you will be evaluated on. Also, see you succeed by practicing sufficient math exercises that will boost your confidence when taking any of these math tests or exams. Our promise is to assure you that when you study these math video tutorials and practice along, it will boost your confidence, help you gain a better understanding of the math concepts discussed, and when you see these questions on the test, you are more confident to apply the skills, and you will come out in flying colors. One of the best ways to consistently benefit is when you subscribe to this channel. You will be notified every week when latest videos are posted. There are additional benefits. We also post solved math questions from weekend revision classes, and you do not want to miss these solutions to past math questions. This gives you insight into how some of these math questions are asked, and how best to answer them under the limited time allowed by the math examiner. Links to comprehensive math video courses are listed below. Please check them out and learn more on how you can take your math understanding to the next level. You can also take our math survey to develop a solid foundation in your understanding of math. Thank you very much for stopping by today.